Welcome everyone to another episode of Richmond Ballet in real time. I'm so excited to introduce to you today, not one guest, but two, Paul and Emily. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much.
We are so excited to have you guys. And I was hoping that we could do a little debriefing on your experience with dance from being a child to here. Ready, set, from each of you, go. Emily, you go first.
Both my parents are involved in the arts. They met performing with the Washington Opera. My dad singing with the chorus, my mom dancing with the chorus. So I have literally grown up completely immersed in the arts world. My mom owned a dance studio growing up. So I, as long as I can remember, have been in a studio and been with a piano and been on stage and singing. And I just never stopped.
What a neat story.
I had not that experience. My grandmother did ballet and my mom took ballet as a girl, but no at all dance experience when I was younger. I was all about sports, all about various very physical activities, and loved singing and loved being a ham and all of that good stuff. But it wasn't until 4th grade when my elementary school had Minds in Motion that I was introduced to dance, and then the story goes on from there.
Awesome. What a good story it is. You both attended university. Emily, you went to
College of Charleston.
College of Charleston, and Paul?
I went to Indiana University.
Okay. And you both now have these established careers in the arts. And I'm curious, how do you hope that your background experience with university might resonate with the kids and their Minds in Motion experience? Do you think that opens their eyes to future possibilities? Tell us a little bit about that.
For me, I had the choice of going and trying to go through a professional dance route or going to a university. I was very fortunate to have a full scholarship to go to Indiana, so that led me on that path pretty easily. But then when I actually got into it, I just had the opportunity to do dances and huge performances with incredibly world-known figures. Like we just watched Swan Lake from Richmond Ballet, and I was able to do Swan Lake with Cynthia Gregory, one of like the greatest swans of all time. Wow. Like she came and set Swan Lake on it. Like it was just such an awesome experience to be able to do world-class ballets in a school setting, and then get that experience going forward, and then taking that very like small, tightly concentrated performance experience into a teaching life, because I started teaching very early. So I was able to pull from that experience, which was nice.
Very cool.
So like I said earlier, I'm a sort of jack of all trades person. So I play a lot of instruments. I play piano, I play oboe, I sing. This isn't just me like telling you all my things that I can do.
Fancy.
This leads into my university experience, but you just need that background. So I went to college at College of Charleston. I double majored in music performance with a concentration in oboe and vocal performance and arts management. Ironically, no dancing in there whatsoever, even though I did dance with a local company while I was in college. I also did like musicals in town. I performed with the theater department. And so I just remember really vividly, I was in a lesson with my oboe professor, and I told him, because we had a musical theater performance show coming up, I was like, oh, hey, like I'm in a show, you should come see it. And I will never forget the like disappointment and anger on his face of him going, you're not only doing oboe right now, you're doing other things? And I went, yeah, I do other things in town. I have other interests. And he went, no, you must only focus on oboe. You cannot do these other activities. Like if this is your major, this is your sole focus. And of course I didn't listen to that. And now I'm here and I'm still doing all the things and all the jobs, and I still play oboe. When I first moved here, I played with the Richmond Pops Orchestra as their principal oboist. And so my university experience that I would like to share with our students is that if you have a passion for it and you want to do it, do it. And if someone says, well, I don't know, I don't think that's the right way, you just need to trust your gut, because if you love it and you want to do it, you should do it.
Right.
And
How
those
dare you be a well-rounded person?
you know, so, you know, don't let other people sort of knock you down that peg unnecessarily.
Right. Excellent. Great advice. What has surprised you guys most about working with Minds in Motion students? If you had to say like one thing that you're most surprised you in the process of teaching, what would that be?
For me, it's, I mean, sometimes people, when they begin teaching, or even as seasoned teachers, you think that kids will have a certain way of thinking or a certain way of taking to something, but it is all completely up in the air. You have the kids that you're like, oh, this is going to be amazing for you, and they will absolutely shut you down. Or just they are a never-ending fountain of entertainment and intelligence, and they shape you as a teacher, because you learn from those kids, especially with the number of kids that we teach, and we get to see all ranges, shapes, sizes, colors, everything, and they affect us in that way too.
Oh my goodness, you guys have so much energy. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
Watching you teach class, I'm like, how many times do you do this a day? It's very impressive. Your energy level is very impressive.
I think, you know, the biggest interesting thing that I've learned as a Minds in Motion teacher is just the amount of raw honesty that is required to teach these students. And not that all teachers don't need to be honest, but I feel like there's often a facade you can put on of, I'm in the studio today and here's what we're going to do. But, you know, our fourth graders, they see through that in an instant. And so to gain their trust, to have this mutual human experience, you just have to have that raw honesty with them. And then you break down your barrier, and then they break down their barrier, and it just creates this really amazing mutual experience.
I love it. A strong bond. Tell us really quickly. I love, you know, there's kind of like kids say the darndest things type of story. Have you guys had any experiences that you can share with us about maybe some really special or unique moments that you've had with any children during your Minds in Motion experience?
I'll speak to this one. I love just making inside jokes with all the kids. And I just have one summer camp experience in particular where, you know, the kids were dancing really amazing, but their facial expressions were a little lackluster, and I was sort of being like a Mama Rose and like, yeah, I want to see you smile and give me all the cheese and the smile. And so, you know, saying that I wanted all the cheese then led to the next week of camp being completely filled with cheese puns, like, you Cheeto work. Or like, oh, that was so Gouda, let's do it again. And I remember specifically one break period in camp. I think we were eating snack or something. We all sort of huddled up and we're like, I'm going to write down, you know, give me all of your best cheese pun ideas. I'm going to write it down, and then I'm going to holler it out in the middle of rehearsal to make you laugh again.
That's so great.
So, you know, it was a cheesy time, a cheesy experience, but it was fun.
I love it. You guys are both very active around RBA and theater, musical theater, dance, arts. Tell us a little bit about some of your other experiences with other RBA organizations.
I mean, they're all great. I mean, you know, I feel like coming from Charleston, which is another arts city, you know, Richmond just feels like there's a lot of theater and there's a lot of arts experiences, but the market doesn't feel saturated to me. Which is a unique experience coming from Charleston, where it's similar. There's a lot of arts, there's a lot of theater, but it sort of feels like there's not a lot of opportunity. So here is really unique because I think every theater offers something special, and whether that's their programming or what they offer for their performers. So every experience is a really unique experience, but it's always really great.
Tell us some of the places that you've worked with, just so, you know, people might be interested in going to check them out.
So we've both performed with, most recently with Virginia Repertory Theater in West Side Story and in Mary Poppins. And then me personally, I've also worked with Firehouse Theater and Theater Lab in sort of a joint production of, it was called Alice, it was an adaptation of Alice in Wonderland. But I've also choreographed for Richmond Triangle Players and Firehouse Theater and Fifth Wall Theater Company. Lots of places all over.
Oh gosh, you guys are everywhere.
Oh, and Dogwood Dell. Dogwood Dell is also amazing.
Yeah, City of Richmond has some great arts programs, and that's a great one to see and be in. Also, not only because she won't, Emily has been nominated 3 times for Best Choreography in the City of Richmond, so I mean, it's a big feat. Yeah, she's a great choreographer, and it's just, it is such a large and welcoming environment, the City of Richmond arts and theater organizations. And it gives us an opportunity to continue performing, but also to set our own choreography or to teach the various levels of youth throughout the city as well. Which is
right. Cool. And then for y'all to be able to take all those, again, working with all those different artists and channeling all that energy from the community back into the community, it's very powerful, you guys. Very
and
powerful.
It's a really open community. Like, I feel, it sounds really cheesy not to bring cheese into it, but I really feel like everyone you work with is your friend. Yes, being in the arts is a very competitive environment, but Richmond, I think, is really unique because it's a really supportive, competitive environment. You know, being a part of theater community Facebook pages, and there's just open casting calls and people recommending each other and suggesting, like, oh, this person would be really great for the role you're looking for, is really special, because I feel like other communities, it's very like, I look out for myself and I'm gonna throw this person under the bus, and I'm gonna keep this opportunity a secret so no one takes it. But it's very open and sharing, and it's a great community.
Love for RBA. Okay, now's my favorite time in the show when people get to know a little bit about you. I pulled some lightning round questions, so just bear with me. And since there's 2 of you, I want both of you to answer. That will make the game even more fun. Okay? So Chicago versus West Side Story.
West Side Story.
Ooh, I like it. Yes. Your favorite song to sing?
Oh.
For me personally, oh my gosh, I've been stuck on the Hadestown soundtrack from, that's just on Broadway now.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pull one that I really enjoy. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I really enjoy it. Show Off from Drowsy Chaperone.
Okay. What is Eleanor's favorite song to sing?
I always sing her Rafi songs, and our Going to Sleep song is, I think it's Train Ride. I think that's
She actually sings Old MacDonald. She has the E-I-E-I-O.
She has E-I-E-I-E-I-E-I. She's got those.
She's just a year. She's got a lot to do. Jazz versus musical theater.
They're pretty similar.
Musical theater, yeah. Musical theater.
Travel destination.
Paris was pretty cool.
Israel with Minds in Motion was also really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But where would you, if you could pick anywhere in the world, where would you choose?
Oh, gosh.
I'd go back to Paris.
I'd have to go to Barcelona, Spain. I love soccer.
Ooh, oh, there we go. Charlottesville or Virginia Beach?
Virginia Beach.
Well, I've never been to Virginia Beach, so I guess I have to choose Charlottesville by default. Okay.
So y'all have some trips to go on.
Yeah.
Black tie affair or barbecue cookout?
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Nice, ding, ding, ding. I love that. What do you guys say? The same thing. Hamilton versus Wicked.
Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
But Wicked does have like a special place in my heart. Like, it's a great musical.
We just recently had a debate as to what was like the jumping off point into this era of golden age of modern musical theater. And I think it's Wicked. So it's great. We got Hamilton.
Nice, nice. Well, front home. Thank you guys so much for joining us today and taking some time out of Eleanor's fun musical theater world and joining us. And we really appreciate you sharing your talents with not only the Minds in Motion community, but the entire Richmond community. So thank you guys so much.
Thanks so much, Valerie.
We love you. Can't wait to squeeze you soon.
I know. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.
This is Valerie Tillman-Henning signing off from another episode of Richmond Ballet in Real Time. We hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about Emily and Paul Dandridge, our fabulous Minds in Motion teaching artists. To learn more about their training, look into Indiana University and College of Charleston. We love #Unity in the community, especially in the arts. Be sure to check out Virginia Repertory Theater, Firehouse Theater, Theater Lab, Richmond Triangle Players, Fifth Wall Theater, and Dogwood Dell. Remember, stay home, stay safe, act, sing, and stay positive. But above all else, remember to dance like no one's watching.